Welcome to AIKT support. And if you are first time here, I would like to say that just hit the subscribe button. And if you like this video, definitely hit the like button. But before that, I would like to tell you why we are creating this video. Okay. So I've seen there are certain people who are working as a desktop support engineer or IT help desk. But when I was working a long time back, about like 15 years ago, as a desktop engineer, so I was always have a thinking that I would like to really become a server support engineer. Okay, so I just want to create some series of videos in my channel, and on that I would like to really guide you a little bit how to really move ahead with to be a server support engineer, right? How the world look like and how generally you will work as a startup. Maybe if you are in desktop support, still there are certain things you are doing in servers like doing some user management and all, right? So initially what I will do is I will try to set up the whole lab, and I will do it in just front of you step by step. So let's move on and let's see. So what I've done is I've created two machines which are Windows Server 2019. Okay, they are in evaluation mode. So what we will do is we will try to make them capable enough to work as a AD so that we can do some practice in our lab, right? Okay, let's move on. I will make this full screen. That is the first thing I would like to do. And after that, what we will do is we will try to make the first machine ready so that we can make it as a domain controller. Okay. So for that, what we need to do is you can see this is Windows Server 2019 Standard Edition. So the first step, I would like to see that the IP address configuration is done properly or not, right? So what you can do is you can click this. Specifically, you need to go to the server manager first. So by clicking this, the server manager will open, and after that, you just go to this local server, and after that, you can go to any of the Ethernet card and just try to treat it as the primary Ethernet card, right? The other way to open it, okay, if you write ncpa.cpl, the network configuration will open, and in that also you can manage the network card as well. So once it is open, then we can see this is open. The first thing I would like to really do is I will like to rename my Ethernet card. Okay. So what I will do is I will rename my Ethernet card and I will try to make it public or production. Okay. So let's make it like prod. So generally what happens is in the servers, we have multiple networks. One is for the public or production transactions happening, and other may be for the management, and other also you can use it for the backup, right? So in case the production is running, so maybe your full backup is still running, so we are using a different network so that the production network is not utilized. It is only dedicated to the production environment and the services which are being served by this particular server, right? So we should be labeling them. So initially, let's say we have a single network card, and later we can add them as we need. As it is a lab environment, at this moment I don't require multiple network cards, right? I will go with the production network card, and then I will verify that I have a proper network configuration or not. So what I will do is I will quickly check that my network configurations are set up properly or not. So I'm bothered about like TCP version 4, IPv4. You can see the IP address is picking up automatically. So what way I will do is I will try to get the IP address from the system, and I will make it static. So static means generally what happens is when it is open, it is picking up the IP address by its own. So IP address can change anytime, but it is preferred that server should have a static IP address which doesn't change. Okay, you desire and you dedicate a particular IP address to the server, so it doesn't change every time. So it will be with that. Okay, we will reserve it. So I will do ipconfig and I will hit enter. So here I can see the IP address is 192.168.79.128. So what I will do is I will try to just how I can really remove this. I will click this and I will bring it down. I will drag it here, and this time what I will do is I will minimize. Okay, so cancel this. I will small this window so that I can see the IP address as well as I can put the IP address as well by watching this, right? So what I will do is now I will go to this IPv4. I will go to the properties, and then I will select use IP address. So I will see this what is written here. I will put the same thing, right? I will do 192.168 dot 79.128. Okay, now we need to put the subnet mask, which is 252.255.255.0. That is fine. We need to put the gateway, which is 192.168.79. Okay, this is the gateway. So in the preferred DNS, what I will do is I will put the same IP address of this particular system, because when we are creating a domain controller, in that case, we prefer that it should have the DNS as well. So domain integrated DNS. So we'll put the same IP address here. Okay. So what I will do is 192 dot 168 dot 79.128. Okay, 128. So what I will do is I will click OK, and I don't want IPv6 at this moment, so I will uncheck this and I will click close. Okay, this will come to an effect. So what I will do is I will do a quickly IP config, and I can see the IP address is there. Okay, we are good. So what I will do is I will double click this, and now you can see the traffic sent and receive both are working. So we are looking good, right? 1 Gbps is up, and the time up is like about 16 minutes. So that is fine. So the next step is we need to set this machine to a domain controller. So what I've done is the first step is to give a proper computer name. So which I have already given it. I will show you. This is at DC01. Okay, DC01, which says that this is the domain controller one. Okay, I have another machine which is DC02. So after this domain controller is being created, so I will add that particular machine as a ADC. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to go to this manage, and then I will click add roles and features. So there are two things you need to understand. Okay, one is role, another is feature. So role is basically a service which is provided by this particular server, right? So let's say this DC01 will be a domain controller. Now, what is features? So features means, let's say we have a server which is having a role like print server. That server is act as a print. So in the feature, we can make it as it is highly available. So what we will do is we will enable failover clustering, which is a feature on top of the basic role. So print server is a basic role which we are enabling as a high availability. It is an additional feature, right? So there are roles, there are features. So at this moment, what I will do is I will add it as a role. Okay. So I will click next. Role based installation, role and feature based. I will click next. Okay. This is 01. I will click next. So what we need to do is we need to make it like Active Directory Domain Services. So what I will do is I will click this. So it says Active Directory Domain Services. It will also show up that these are the additional features which need to be added. So that is coming by automatically in Windows Server 2019. Okay, what I will do is I will click Add Features, and I will click Next. Now in this it is showing up certain features and certain dependencies which are already been selected by default. In case you want to pick any of the things manually, you can also select them, right? I'm okay at this moment. In the feature section, I will click next, and I will click next again. And this time it says that do you require this server to be rebooted? So I will put it at uncheck at this moment, and I will click install. So what will happen is the process will move on slowly, and we need to wait for it. So I will be waiting for it, and let's see how what it happens after the process completes. Now the installation is completed. What I will do is I will click close here, and now you can see there is a exclamation mark, some notification has been there. So now it says you can promote the server to a domain controller. So now we are good to promote it. So I will click promote the server to the domain controller. Okay, so what we will do is add a domain controller to an existing domain, or we will create a new. So what we will do is we will select this once it is ready. So I will drag it up a little bit. Now I can select add new. Now what I will do is I will give the domain name. So here I need to put our own domain. So what I will do is ask joyb.local. So this is our local domain. So I will click next. So what it does is it's automatically try to check is it available in the environment or not. So now you can see it is basic giving us a domain functional level which is 2016. So what it means basically is if you change this functional level, so below this version of the OS are not being really able to communicate properly or able to utilize the full features of the latest version. So I will keep it as 2016, and then what I will do is I will give a special password here. So this password is basically used for restoration purpose. So I will click next. Hope I can remember it. Okay, and specify the DNS delegation. I will keep it as like this. A DNS delegation cannot be created because it is the authoritative parent zone. So we don't require at this moment. So I will click next. So automatically it will pick the NetBIOS name, although we are not much using the NetBIOS name nowadays, but still it is there in the phase, so it will automatically generate it. So I will click next. I can see these are certain important folders where the database are residing of this Active Directory, which is C, Windows, NTDS, and in the log file is also there in NTDS folder. And this is one of the important folder, which is sys1. Okay, so it is also storing in Windows directory. So I'll click next here. Now you can see the whole summary, and I can also see this is a script which you can run already if we want to do it from PowerShell. So what I will do is I will try to keep it there. So I will save this file, and what I will do is I will create a new folder. Sorry, not here. I need to go back. I will click this PC. I will go to C drive. So I will create a folder called temp where I can put my temporary files. I'll put a script for AD. I will Okay, I will give a space here. Okay, and I will click save. Okay, so now I will close this. So I will click next. Now what it does is it is doing a quick verification that Active Directory can be installed in this machine or not. So this verification is important. So we can see there are some warnings. We can ignore the warnings as of now, but you can see a green tick mark. All prerequisite checks are passed successfully. So that means whatever the requirement before installing Active Directory, we have already fulfilled it. So now we can install it. It says green, and I can click install. So Active Directory installation is completed, and now it is also rebooted within that particular process. So what I will do is I will try to log in. I will try to log into this machine. Now we will see is there any difference. We can see that Active Directory is installed. Now you can see it says ask joyb/administrator. So it's clearly indicates that now this machine became Active Directory. So what I will give is my secret password. So I will hit enter. So I will be logging in into the domain controller now. Okay, so after the login, what we can do is we can quickly try to open. I will right click and try to open run, and I will type dsa.msc, dsa.msc. So it will open the Active Directory users and computers. So in that we will try to validate that this particular machine, does it shows any indication that it is a domain controller or not. So we will validate that. So if I go to this domain, you can see I will click this and I will try to go to this drop down. I will go to this computers. So if I go to the computers, whichever system is added to the domain, it will be visible here. At this moment, I don't see anything, but ideally my machine should be visible. Why it is not showing up? Because this is a part of a domain controller. So we need to go to the OU of domain controller, and if I click this, now I can see the DC01 is added successfully as a domain controller, and Active Directory is running on it. So in the next video, we will see that how we can add a different machine to the domain, and we will make it as an additional domain controller, so that we will see there are two machines in the domain controller. So thanks for watching this video. If you like it, hit the like button. If you have learned something new, please let me know in the comment section. Please do subscribe my channel as well.